And the last time Grandpa visited Lin Yun in Qingyang City, he also rewarded Lin Yun with 1 billion. Lin Yun hasn't used the money much yet. If necessary, Lin Yun can also use the money out and throw it away. All these add up to a total of 2.5 billion. With so much money, Lin Yun is confident that at this auction, he can use the money to kill Jin Xiang Group. Qingyun Hotel. From 9 o'clock in the morning, all kinds of luxury cars drove into the parking lot of Qingyun Hotel. In the parking lot, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, Bentley, all kinds of luxury cars gathered. People passing by were shocked by so many luxury cars, and they couldn't help asking what day is today and why so many luxury cars gather. All, naturally, because of today's auction, half of the business leaders in Qingyang City gathered here. Those who are worth less than 100 million yuan are not eligible to enter. At this time, a black Mercedes drove into the parking lot. Lin Yun and Lu Bo walked out of the car. This black Mercedes was Lu Bo's car. After getting off the bus, Dong Lin, chairman of the Qingyang Chamber of Commerce, said he wanted to see you. Lu Bo said, "Oh, where is he?" Lin Yun asked, "He is already in the hotel. If you want to see Director Lin, I will lead the way." Lu Bo said, "Okay, let's go and see you." Lin Yun said, "Since Lin Yun has made Huading Group's Qingyang branch bigger, it would be better to make more friends." Master Lin. At this moment, a respectful voice came from behind. Lin Yun turned his head and saw that it was Brother Ping from Qingshan Hot Spring Resort. "Brother Ping, it turned out to be you." Lin Yun looked at Brother Ping. "Master Lin, you can just call me Xiaoping. Calling me Ping is just a shame," Ping said with a dry smile. After a pause, Brother Ping continued, "Master Lin, since we met at the door so by chance, why should we go in together? I have something else. You can go in first." Lin Yun waved his hand. Lin Yun did have something, and he had to go to see the president of the Chamber of Commerce first. "Well, then I won't bother young Master Lin. I'll take a step first." Brother Ping nodded sensibly and then left. In a VIP lounge of Qingyun Hotel, after Lin Yun entered the box under the leadership of Lu Bo, he saw an elderly man with gray hair and about 60 years old. "Mr. Lu, you are here. This is Chairman Lin." After seeing Lu Bo and Lin Yun, the old man quickly smiled and got up to greet him. "Dong Lin, this is the chairman of the Qingyang Chamber of Commerce, and Chairman Yin is a senior in the Qingyang business community." Lu Bo said to Lin Yun, "Hello, President Yin. My name is Lin Yun." Lin Yun stretched out his right hand with a smile. "Young Master Lin, hello, hello." Chairman Yin quickly stretched out his hands and shook hands with Lin Yun enthusiastically. Chairman Yin had long known that Lin Yun was Lu Zhizhong's grandson, so of course he was enthusiastic. "Chairman Yin, please pay more attention in the future." Lin Yun smiled slightly. "Young Master Lin, what are you talking about? It should be young Master Lin taking care of the old man, haha." President Yin laughed. Immediately afterwards, President Yin took out a business card, handed it to Lin Yun respectfully, and said that if you need his help in the future, please contact him. Chairman Yin is very clear that Lin Yun, as Lu Zhizhong's grandson, will definitely rush out of Qingyang City and go to a higher platform in the future. The future is limitless. Lin Yun also politely accepted the business card handed over by Chairman Yin. The other side. In the lobby on the second floor. The auction has not officially started yet, and the bosses and rich second generations who came to the auction have gathered in the lobby on the second floor. The bosses gathered in the front inner circle and talked to each other. The bosses said, "Mr. Lu, I heard that you opened a new hotel recently, and the business is getting more and more prosperous. Mr. Li, you have invested another 50 million yuan project. What are the benefits? Mr. Guo, I heard that your business partner is also here. How about giving me an introduction?" Those rich second generations gathered in the outer circle of the hall. In their respective siege circles, the young ladies talk about topics such as which brand has released new bags. As for those princes and buddies, they gathered to talk about sports cars, beauties, etc. Zhang Xiao and more than a dozen rich second generations also got together at this time. The total assets of Zhang Xiao's family are about 800 million. Among the more than a dozen rich second generations, they are at the top level. Naturally, they have been touted by more than a dozen rich second generations. "Look at Xiao Jiang, Brother Ping is here." A rich second generation pointed to the door. Jiang Xiao saw that it was Brother Ping. Go and say hello to Brother Ping. Jiang Xiao directly took these more than 10 rich second generations and wanted to welcome Ping Ge. Although Jiang Xiao is considered the top level among the more than 10 rich second generations, he is far behind Jiang Xiao. Hello, Brother Ping. After Jiang Xiao, several people approached. They greeted Ping Ge quickly. It's you.
Ping Ye replied.
Brother Ping, you just returned to Qingyang City, and you don't have many friends. Why don't you come with us? Jiang Xiao took the initiative to throw an olive branch. Of course, Jiang Xiao wants to build a relationship with Ping Ge. If he can become friends with Ping Ge, it will be of great benefit to him. I'm sorry, I have other people to see. Ping Ge directly refused. If it hadn't been for Brother Ping to think that the business of his hot spring resort would depend on these rich second generations in the future, Brother Ping would not want to take care of Jiang Xiao. The reason is simple. Jiang Xiao offended Lin Yun. Well, then we won't disturb Brother Ping. Jiang Xiao saw that Brother Ping declined, and he could only nod in recognition. After leaving here, Brother Ping walked directly to the inner circle. Master Ping. As soon as Brother Ping entered the inner circle, he heard someone greet him from behind. Brother Ping turned his head to see. Isn't this Su Yan's father, President Su? Master Ping, I heard that you just returned to Qingyang City. I was going to find a time to visit you. I didn't expect to meet you here today. President Su enthusiastically walked to Ping Ge and at the same time stretched out his hand. Su's total assets are about 1 billion yuan, and he is considered a particularly powerful business figure in Qingyang City, but he is obviously far behind Ping's father. You know, Ping's father's total assets are about 3 billion yuan, and his business has already reached the provincial capital. Su is always you? Why didn't you see Sister Su Yin? Brother Ping smiled and shook hands with President Su. My daughter is very headstrong. Let her come to participate. She just won't come.
President Su smiled helplessly.
Girls, it's normal not to be interested in this kind of party, Ping Ge said. At this time, President Su leaned in front of Brother Ping and whispered, Master Ping, what do you think of our Su Yin? Master Ping, you show talent, but I think you and our Su Yin are both men and women. This? After Ping Ge heard this, his face suddenly showed embarrassment. Brother Ping is not stupid. Mr. Su's words are making crazy hints to him, making it clear that he wants to rub him and Su Yin. But does Ping dare? He absolutely dare not. Because Ping knew that Su Yin was Lin Yun's girlfriend. How could he dare to think about Lin Yun's woman? How do you Ping, young master? Don't you think our Su Yin is not beautiful? Mr. Su doubted. That's not true. Of course Su Yin is pretty, but, as far as I know, Su Yin already has a boyfriend. Ping Ge said with a dry smile. Do you know that Su Yin has a boyfriend? President Su was taken aback. Immediately afterwards, President Su shook his head and said, the boyfriend of Su Yin, who still lives in a shantytown, is poor at home. He is worthy of my Su Yin? It's just a flower on the cow dung. President Su's words were full of disdain for Lin Yun. When Ping heard this, he couldn't help covering his mouth and laughing. Brother Ping couldn't help thinking, Mr. Su, what kind of poor boy is your daughter's boyfriend? Others are the grandsons of the richest man in the Southwest. I don't know how much better than I am. You have such a great son-in-law who doesn't know, and is still complaining here. Ping Ge thought for a while, then smiled and said, Mr. Su, did you know that a new chairman of Huading Group Qingyang branch came? Gu Ping knew that Lin Yun was hiding his identity. He couldn't tell Lin Yun's identity directly, but he still decided to strike aside to remind the following President Su. New chairman of China Ting Group? I heard it slightly.
President Su nodded.
Then, do you know who the new chairman is and what is his identity background? Ping continued to ask with a smile. I don't know about this. After all, I am not in the same industry as China Ting Group. I didn't investigate it carefully. Su said. Immediately afterwards, President Su asked back, Master Ping, you suddenly mentioned this new chairman because he has something special? Of course, the origin of the new chairman is terrifying. Ping Ge said with a smile. Oh, it's terrifying? How could young Master Ping say that? I don't know what his origins are. President Su seemed a little curious. The chairman of the Qingyang branch of China Ting Group is the biological grandson of old man Lu Zhizhong. Do you think this origin is terrifying? Pingu said with a smile. What? Elder Lu Zhizhong's grandson? After President Su heard the news, he was taken aback. Of course, Mr. Su is very clear about how awesome his father Lu Zhizhong is, and his grandson is naturally the top 3 generations of rich. In the eyes of President Su, Gu Ping is already a very rich second-generation, but compared to Grandpa Lu's grandson, that's an absolute difference. Unexpectedly, in Qingyang City, there is such a figure hidden. I am really ignorant, Su chief manager said with a smile. President Su, Mr. Lu's grandson is about the same age as your daughter. He should participate in today's auction. You might see him, Pingu said with a smile. I see.
President Su nodded suddenly.
Mr. Su secretly made up his mind and looked for an opportunity later to get to know the grandson of Mr. Lu. In Mr. Su's opinion, if it is Mr. Lu's grandson, this weight is much stronger than Mr. Ping, and the age is similar to her daughter. President Su secretly made up his mind to see if he could find an opportunity to match his daughter with the grandson of Mr. Lu. If the match is really successful, Mr. Su knows that if he climbs the high branch of Mr. Lu, then he will be really developed. Although he knows now, the new chairman of Huading Group is the grandson of Mr. Lu. But he didn't know that the grandson of Mr. Lu was Lin Yun. He met at the lakeside of Qingyang University yesterday. The other side. When President Su was chatting with Brother Ping, Lin Yun had already walked into the venue. Lu Bo went to the bathroom, so he didn't follow Lin Yun. Boy, stop for me. Before Lin Yun had walked a few steps into the venue, he was suddenly surrounded by more than a dozen rich second generations. Lin Yun gave a wink. The leader turned out to be Jiang Xiao. Boy, it's really you, Angioluzo. I didn't expect to meet you here. Jiang Xiao stepped forward with an arrogant smile on his face. Meet you, as expected. Lin Yun cast a glance at Jiang Xiao, then replied lightly. Boy, I'm the opposite of you. I met you here, but I didn't expect it. If you want to enter here, the minimum requirement is that your family's assets are more than 100 million yuan. You are qualified to enter here? Jiang Xiao sneered. Then what do you mean? Lin Yun looked at Jiang Xiao with a smile. The meaning is very simple. You are not qualified to enter here at all, but you are here. This can only mean that you have come in. Jiang Xiao hugged his arms. Before Jiang Xiao checked Lin Yun's files at school, he knew that Lin Yun's family was poor and he was absolutely not eligible to enter here. But Lin Yun appeared here. In Jiang Xiao's eyes, there was only one possibility, that is, Lin Yun sneaked in. The rich second generations next to him also echoed. Boy, dare to get in here. Do you know the consequences of being discovered? Jiang Xiao smiled even more. Boy, this time you are finally in my hands. To tell you the truth, this hotel was opened by my second uncle. As long as I say a word, you can be caught by the hotel security, beat you up, and throw it out. Jiang Xiao wanted to clean up Lin Yun long ago. For him today is the perfect opportunity. Oh, what do you want? Lin Yun hugged his arms, showing a playful smile. If you kneel down and beg me for mercy, and then leave Su Yin, I can spare you. Jiang Xiao said proudly. Then I also tell you, if you kneel down and beg for mercy right now, I can forgive you, otherwise, I can blow you out with just one sentence. Lin Yun sneered. Haha. As soon as Lin Yun's words came out, Jiang Xiao and others all laughed. Boy, don't you look at what you are and blast Jiang Xiao out? What a big joke. Doesn't this kid know that the owner of Qingyan Hotel is Xiao Zhang's second uncle? This kid is so funny. He who sneaks in is so confident. After Jiang Xiao laughed a few times, the smile on his face stopped abruptly, and then his face sank, and he said coldly, Boy, didn't you rely on Su Yin to protect you before? Now that Su Yin is not by your side, you dare to be so prosperous. I won't clean up you today. Lousy Jiang will write backwards. Go, call the security guard. Jiang Xiao waved to a rich second generation. Good brother Lei Jiang. After the rich second generation took the order, he was going to call the security guard. What are you doing? At this moment, a cold voice sounded from behind. Jiang Xiao turned his head to see that it was Zhu Zhe, the owner of Qingyan Hotel. Second uncle is you. I found a kid who got into the meeting place and was about to call the security guard to bomb the kid out. Jiang Xiao pointed to Lin Yun with a smile. The boss Zhu Zhe looked in the direction of Jiang Xiao's finger. When Zhu Zhe saw Lin Yun, he was suddenly shocked. Damn, isn't this the new chairman of China Ting Group? Isn't this the grandson of Mr. Liu Zhizhong? Lin Yun held a small reception at the Qingyang Hotel last time to entertain the partners of China Ting Group. At that time, Zhu Zhe paid a special visit to Lin Yun and gave Lin Yun a diamond membership card of the Qingyang Hotel. Of course, Zhu Zhe knew Lin Yun. Dong Lin. The frightened Zhu Zhe hurriedly walked to Lin Yun and respectfully bowed to Lin Yun. This. After Jiang Xiao and more than a dozen rich second generations saw this scene, they were all dumbfounded. How could Zhu Zhe treat Lin Yun respectfully? Second uncle, what are you doing? This kid is just a poor kid. Jiang Xiao couldn't help shouting. Shut up. Zhu Zhe turned his head and glared at Zhu Zhe fiercely. His expression seemed to be cannibalistic. Zhu Zhe knew very well that, as Liu Zhizhong's grandson, Lin Yun would be dying if he offended Shang Lin Yun. For these small local bosses, Liu Zhizhong could easily destroy them. Xiao Jiang was so frightened that his face paled. He had never seen his second uncle showing such a fierce expression. The other rich second generations around Jiang Xiao naturally did not dare to speak. Boss Zhu, Xiao Jiang is your nephew, right? He just wanted to kick me out. Lin Yun sneered and stared at Zhu Zhe. Zhu Zhe wiped the cold sweat from his forehead. Lin Dong, this kid is too arrogant and domineering. Lin Dong, tell me, what do you do with this kid? Out of sight, out of mind. I don't want to see them. Do you understand what I mean? Lin Yun said lightly. Understand. Understand. Zhu Zhe nodded quickly. Immediately afterwards, Zhu Zhe turned to look at Jiang Xiao's group of people. You little bastards, get out of here. Zhu Zhe let out a cold voice. Get out? Second uncle, he should get out. Jiang Xiao gritted his teeth and said. Jiang Xiao couldn't figure out why the second uncle would let him get out. Snapped. After Zhu Zhe heard the words, without saying anything, he slapped Jiang Xiao's face. I asked you to get out, didn't you hear? If you don't get out, then I can only ask the security to drive you away. Zhu Zhe said coldly. Jiang Xiao covered his face. His complexion was earthy. He had 10,000 whys in his heart. Although Jiang Xiao felt wronged, he saw that his second uncle had beaten him. He had no doubt that his second uncle would call the security guard to coax him. I'm going. Jiang Xiao gritted his teeth and nodded. Lin Yun looked at young Master Jiang and said with a smile, I just said it. As long as I say a word, you have to get out. Now you believe it? You. Jiang Xiao gritted his teeth, especially when he saw the smile on Lin Yun's face. He was annoyed to vomit blood. He was about to yell at Lin Yun, but when he saw his second uncle staring at him with murderous eyes, he could only swallow the words that came to his mouth abruptly. Hurry up.
Shusha urged coldly.
Let's go. After Jiang Xiao glanced at Lin Yun bitterly, he quickly turned and left. After Jiang Xiao and others left, Dong Lin, I'm so sorry. My nephew is ignorant and ran into you. I will take him to apologize to you. Zhu Zibi apologized to Lin Yun respectfully. Boss Zhu is polite. Lin Yun waved his hand. As the saying goes, reaching out to not hit the smiley, Zhu Zhe treats himself so respectfully, Lin Yun naturally does not have to trouble him. When Zhu Zhe saw Lin Yun say this, he finally relieved. As for what happened here, because it happened at the outermost periphery of the venue and the venue was very noisy, it didn't attract the attention of many people, especially the big bosses in the inner circle of the venue. No one noticed what happened here, including Su Yan's father, President Su, because he was talking to Brother Ping. He didn't notice Lin Yun here. At this time, Lu Bo walked in from outside after going to the toilet. Dong Lin, what happened? Lu Bo saw that the atmosphere was wrong. It's nothing, just some clowns. Lin Yun smiled and shook his head. Boss Zhu, you must be very busy today. Go ahead and do it first. Lin Yun waved to him. Okay, then I'll leave first. Zhu Zhe nodded with a smile, then turned around and left consciously. After Zhu Zhe left. By the way, Dong Lin, I just ran into the boss of Jin Xiang Group, Xiang Jin Xiang outside, and he should be coming in soon. Lu Bo said. Xiang Jin Xiang. Lin Yun murmured. Yes, if he comes in, he will definitely pass by here, and he may collide with Yemen. Lu Bo said. After all, Lin Yun's current location was near the door. If this is the case, then I happened to meet him. I haven't seen his true face yet. Lin Yun showed a smile. While talking, a middle-aged man with a burly figure and acne-covered face, wearing a floral shirt and sunglasses, walked in. Hello, Master Xiang. Hello, Master Xiang. Wherever the man passed, the people around him greeted him respectfully. He just strode forward, ignoring the surrounding voices, and his aura was full. He is the chairman of Jin Xiang Group, Xiang Jin Xiang. In a blink of an eye, Xiang Jin Xiang walked to Lin Yun. The next moment, he stopped in front of Xiang Jin Xiang. Presumably, this is the famous Master Xiang, right? Lin Yun looked at Xiang Jin Xiang in front of him with a smile. Which dog is this? Dare to stand in my way? Xiang Jin Xiang raised his head. Lin Yun frowned slightly. Although neither of them had seen each other in person, Lin Yun believed that Xiang Jin Xiang must have seen a picture of himself, and that Lu Bo was standing beside him, enough to explain to him who he was. But he pretended not to know him, and made it clear that he wanted to embarrass Lin Yun. I said that Master Xiang's style is enough, but it's a pity that my wife still put a green hat on. Lin Yun sneered. Xiang Jin Xiang, who was still holding his head and chest up, heard Lin Yun's words. The corners of his eyes suddenly twitched, and his face instantly became difficult to look at. For Xiang Jin Xiang, this incident was definitely a hurdle and pain in his heart. As a result, Lin Yun hit his pain points when he opened his mouth. Lin Yun, are you looking for death? Xiang Jin Xiang's eyes burned with anger. Oh, Lord Xiang, do you know my name is Lin Yun? Since you know, you just pretended not to know me? What are you pretending? Lin Yun smiled. You. Xiang Jin Xiang's face turned blue, but he didn't know how to refute. Lin Yun, believe it or not, Lao Tzu will kill you now. Xiang Jin Xiang's eyes were wide, and he stared at Lin Yun fiercely. After talking to Jin Xiang, he directly took out a military dagger he was carrying and pointed it at Lin Yun's neck. Lin Yun squinted his eyes. Under the full view of everyone, you killed me? Are you going to be my grandfather Lu Zhizhong to eat dry food? You dare to kill me blatantly, believe it or not, you will definitely die. Lin Yun is not afraid to attack Jin Xiang. First, Lin Yun is sure that Xiang Jin Xiang will not be stupid enough to personally kill himself in public. The second is that the lone wolf is also protecting himself in the dark. If Xiang Jin Xiang really doesn't have the brain to do it, the lone wolf will also do it. These 2 points made Lin Yun fearless. Upon seeing Jin Xiang's military division, he quickly pulled towards Jin Xiang. Master Xiang, you quickly put down your dagger. This is not a place to do it. He is right. If you do it here, you will be finished. Although Xiang Jin Xiang was angry, when he heard this, he could only grit his teeth and put down his dagger. In addition to being ruthless, Xiang Jin Xiang was able to get to the point where he is now, and naturally he also has a brain, and he certainly understands the truth. Boy, don't worry, even if I don't move you now, but I can guarantee that you will never live long. Xiang Jin Xiang gritted his teeth. If you still want to send someone to kill me secretly, then you may be disappointed. The dozen or so little guys you sent last time are not enough to stuff my teeth. Lin Yun sneered. Xiang Jin Xiang's face changed. Those people, were you killed? Xiang Jin Xiang's face was pale. Xiang Jin Xiang has never found the dozen or so people who were sent out to kill Lin Yun last time. Now that Lin Yun said that, he is even more sure that the dozen or so people have already died. It's just that Xiang Jin Xiang couldn't figure out how, when those more than a dozen people took Lin Yun by himself, how did Lin Yun kill those more than 10 people? It's just that the person you sent is too weak. It's not enough to stuff my teeth. Lin Yun disdainfully said. After a pause, Lin Yun smiled and continued. By the way, you just threatened me, right? Then I threatened you too. Threat me? Haha, what are you threatening me with? Xiang Jin Xiang also sneered. Of course I took this. Lin Yun took out the phone and shook it in front of Jin Xiang. What do you mean? Xiang Jin Xiang's face was stern, not understanding what Lin Yun meant. It's very simple. My mobile phone contains your wife's things about you. If I am in a bad mood, I may send him to many people. Lin Yun said with a smile. You. After Xiang Jin Xiang heard Lin Yun's words, his angry face turned green. Although the video was passed to his subordinates last time, he gave a death order. If anyone dared to spread the video, he would die. So this video did not circulate at all. If this video were to circulate, his face would definitely be lost to his grandma's house. Xiang Jin Xiang clutched his chest angrily, almost squirting blood out. Master Xiang. Xiang Jin Xiang's military division hurriedly stepped forward to support him. How about? Your handle is not weak, right? Lin Yun said with a smile. You despicable brat. You use this method to yell at me. Xiang Jin Xiang gritted his teeth. Despicable? Hee, you are the first to be despicable. If you don't secretly cause trouble for the Huading group, if you don't send someone to assassinate me, will I persecute you? It's all you asked for. Lin Yun sneered. After a pause, Lin Yun continued. In addition, I will save this video for you first. If I dare to play tricks next time, I promise that all citizens of Qingyang City will see this video. Asshole. 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 Xiang Jin Xiang was about to explode. He knew that the handle of the video was in Lin Yun's hands, and Lin Yun could threaten him at any time. You're very angry, right? It doesn't matter. At today's auction, we will compete with each other by strength. Lin Yun said with a smile. At this moment, Xiang Jin Xiang's eyes were red, and his eyes flashed with irresistible anger. Xiang Jin Xiang felt that the anger in his chest was about to explode, and he wished to rush to kill Lin Yun now, but he also knew he could not do this. Lin Yun, I want you to look good at today's auction. Xiang Jin Xiang stared at Lin Yun. His tone was cold. Xiang Jin Xiang couldn't do anything to Lin Yun right now. He could only give Lin Yun the color through today's auction. Xiang Jin Xiang had already made up his mind that no matter how high the price was to be paid at today's auction, he would also give Lin Yun a counterattack. Does the auction make me look good? Then you may be disappointed. I will only make you look bad at today's auction. A smile appeared on the corner of Lin Zhao's mouth. Lu Bo, let's go. After Lin Yun finished speaking, he took Lu Boyong straight away. Damn bastard. Xiang Jin Xiang looked at the back of Lin Yun leaving. His fists creaked, and his knuckles turned white because of his vigorous pinching. Xiang Jin Xiang asked himself, it has been a long time since no one dared to challenge him face to face like this, and it has been a long time since no one can make him so angry. The rich second generation and bosses who were onlookers were even more shocked when they saw what had just happened. How sacred is that young kid just now, dare to challenge Master Xiang in such a way, and become so angry with Master Xiang. Yeah. Who is he? He is so bold. I didn't know Lin Yun's boss and the rich second generation, and they were all puzzled. You are ignorant, right? The one just now is the new chairman of Huading Group's Qingyang branch. Do you know what his background is? Say it and scare you to death. A bald boss who knew the insider smiled. The boss he knew had attended a small cocktail party held by Lin Yun last time, so he knew who Lin Yun was. What's the background? Everyone around seemed very puzzled. This new chairman is the grandson of Mr. Lu Zhizhong, said the bald boss. Elder Lu Zhizhong's grandson? His. After hearing this, everyone couldn't help taking a breath. Of course, they are very clear about the existence of Mr. Lu Zhizhong. The richest man in the 3 southwestern provinces does not know how many times he is stronger than their city-level boss. No wonder he dared to challenge Master Xiang. No wonder he will be so angry with his grandfather, and Xiang's dare not move him on the spot. When they thought of Lin Yun's identity, their doubts were immediately resolved. When they looked up at the back of Lin Yun's departure, they were all with a look of fear. This was definitely an existence that could not be offended. Mr. Lu's grandson was actually in Qingyang City. They couldn't imagine what kind of situation this seemingly ordinary but thin young man would stir up in Qingyang City. The other side. Dong Lin. You will choke Jin Xiang with nothing to say with just a few words, and you will be so angry that he can't let out his anger. It's really enjoyable to watch. Lu Bo said happily. He is asking for embarrassment. Lin Yun said with a smile. But Dong Lin, this also has a disadvantage. You just angered him. He told us to look good at the auction, which means that he will definitely find a place at the auction later. We only prepared 500 million.
I'm afraid.
Lu Bo looked a little worried. He could meet him, and the auction later would definitely be bloody. Lu Bo knew in his heart that if Xiang Jin Xiang really competed regardless of the cost, the 500 million they prepared might not be enough. Even if you didn't irritate him just now, today's auction will still be bloody. Lin Yun said calmly. That's right.
Lu Bo nodded.
As for the money, don't worry. I have my own arrangements. Lin Yun smiled confidently. The inner circle of the venue. I heard that at the door just now, Lord Xiang had a conflict with Huading's new chairman and almost started fighting. What just happened at the door quickly spread to the inner circle of the venue, into the ears of the bosses in the inner circle. China Ting Group and Xiang Jin Xiang Group were originally competitors. They clashed again and again. This time the auction will be a good show. When two tigers fight, there must be one injury. Yes, this time, the competition between the two of them will definitely be fierce. I don't know who will win in the end. As the top commercial group in the Southwest region, China Ting Group is definitely better than China Ting Group. It's hard to say. Although Huading Group is awesome, it is only a Qingyang branch after all, and Master Xiang is the head snake of Qingyang. After more than 10 years in Qingyang, the accumulated capital should not be underestimated. Everyone's debate is also fierce. Who will be the winner of this auction? Of course, the only thing everyone can be sure of is that if the fight is too fierce, even the final winner will pay a great price. After thinking of this, everyone is more and more looking forward to this auction. Of course, many bosses in the inner circle only know that Huading's new chairman has a conflict with Xiang Yi, but many of them still don't know that Huading's new chairman is Lu Zhizhong's pro-grandson. Somewhere in the inner circle, Su Yan's father, President Su, naturally heard the news. President Su was chatting with the president of the Qingyang Chamber of Commerce at this time. Chairman Yin, I just heard someone say that the new chairman of China Ting Group is the grandson of Mr. Lu Zhizhong. Chairman Yin, you are well informed. I don't know if this is true or not. Mr. Su asked. President Su, you are right. This new chairman is indeed the grandfather of Lu Zhizhong. Chairman Yin nodded. After a pause, Chairman Yin continued. I have just met him before. Although he is young, he is a talented person, and he does not have the dullness of the rich second generation. He even wears ordinary clothes and does not wear any famous brands. Among the rich second and rich third generations, he is really clean. I think he will definitely do something in the future. Oh, President Yin always sees people very accurately. In this way, this is a rare talent.
President Su exclaimed.
President Su secretly said in his heart that this person is not only the top 3 rich generations, but also has no dull breath. This kind of person is definitely rare. He was firmer in his mind and wanted to find a way to match his daughter with him. So President Su smiled and said, Chairman Yin, you just said that you met him. Can you introduce him? I really want to visit the grandson of Mr. Lu. Of course, no problem. Come with me. Chairman Yin said with a smile. Immediately afterwards, President Yin directly led President Su to walk forward. No, it's ahead. Chairman Yin pointed to the front as he walked. President Su looked in the direction of President Yin's fingers, and what caught his eye was a young figure from the back. How do you feel familiar? After seeing this figure from the back, President Su couldn't help but murmur. He felt that he had seen this figure, but he couldn't remember who it was. He couldn't see his face because his back was facing him. He couldn't judge. President Su, you can be respectful later. He is not at the same level as us. Chairman Yin exhorted. Don't worry, President Yin. I don't know if you don't say it. President Su replied with a smile. Soon, President Yin brought President Su to this back. Facing this figure, President Yin said respectfully, Chairman Lin, I'm Chairman Yin. I'm here to introduce you to your personal knowledge. President Su also stood on the spot respectfully, looking at this figure with a smile on his face. Under President Su's gaze, this figure slowly turned around. It is not someone else who catches President Su's eyes. It is Lin Yun. Boom! The moment President Su saw Lin Yun, the smile on his face stopped abruptly. His face suddenly became pale, and his eyes showed an expression that could not grasp the essentials. Mr. Su's mind was even more boom, exploding. Yes, it's you. President Su stared at Lin Yun's face. His voice became sharp because of the extreme horror in his heart. President Su never dreamed that he would be Lin Yun. After Lin Yun saw President Su, there was a look of surprise in his eyes, and then he returned to calm, but a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Because Lin Yun had anticipated before that he might bump into Su Yan's father, President Su, at the auction. President Su, what are you doing? Don't hurry up to say hello to Lin Dong. President Yin pushed President Su's back. How could he be Lu Zhizhong's grandson? Isn't he a student of Qingyang University? Mr. Su's eyes are full of incredible. He only met Lin Yun yesterday, and he also obtained a copy of Lin Yun's personal information from the school. Lin Yun in the information is clearly a child from a poor family. At this time, Lu Bo, who was sitting next to Lin Yun, also turned around. Yeah, isn't this President Su? We, Dong Lin, are indeed studying at Qingyang University. Being chairman is just Dong Lin's sideline. Lu Bo said with a smile. This. Of course Mr. Su knows Lu Bo, who is the chairman of China Ting Group. Even the general manager of China Ting Group said so. Even if President Su didn't believe it, he had to believe it at this moment. President Su, what are you doing? Didn't you say you want me to introduce Dong Lin? I'll introduce you. Why are you doing this? President Yin frowned. Before President Yin came, President Su had specifically instructed President Su to have a good attitude after seeing Lin Yun, but he did not expect President Su to be like this after seeing Lin Yun. Chairman Yin. Lin Yun waved his hand to President Yin, motioning him to stop talking. Immediately afterwards, Lin Yun looked at President Su and smiled. President Su, yes, I am the new chairman of Huading Group. Yes, I am Lu Zhizhong's grandson. But. President Su stared at Lin Yun, still a little confused. Yesterday at the Yanglu Lake, I told you that what you see is only the surface of the lake, and you don't know the bottom of the lake. Just as you know me, just stop on the surface. I don't know. Lin Yun said calmly. After President Su heard this, he sighed for a long time, and he understood in his heart that Lin Yun was only hiding his identity. He thought about it carefully. With Lin Yun's position, it is easy to create a fake personal information. Someone Su. I still looked away. President Su lowered his head. President Su thought before that he must find a way to match his daughter with Lao Lu's grandson. He never dreamed that this person turned out to be Lin Yun. And he was still at the bank of Yanglu Lake in Qingyang University yesterday, giving Lin Yun a warning to let Lin Yun leave his daughter. What a drama and ridiculous. President Su, I don't know if you think I am worthy of your daughter? Lin Yun stared at Mr. Su with a smile. Of course. Mr. Su nodded with a smile. President Su knew in his heart that just because Lin Yun was Lu Zhizhong's grandson, how could he not be worthy of his daughter? Only his own daughter is not worthy of him. Mr. Su continued with a smile. Dong Lin, I had a problem with my brain yesterday. Don't take it seriously. I will support you and Su Yin with 100. President Su thought carefully at this time. Lin Yun and his daughter are already boy and girl friends. This is definitely a good one. Lin Yun is his son-in-law, and he is happy to think of this. President Su, I will tell you the truth about the matter between me and Su Yin. I and her are not boyfriends or girlfriends. I just pretended to be his boyfriend for a few days to help her deal with Jiang Shao's harassment. Lin Yun said lightly. What? President Su's expression suddenly stiffened. Mr. Su was still rejoicing in his heart just now. In any case, at least Lin Yun and his daughter are already boy and girl friends, so he is also Lin Yun's father-in-law and Lu Zhizhong's relative. As a result, he hadn't been happy for 3 seconds before Lin Yun told him the truth. At this time, the auction staff had already picked up the microphone to inform everyone that they would enter the auction venue and the auction was about to begin. Lin Yun stood up. President Su, who I am. I hope you don't tell Su Yin. Yes. President Su nodded quickly. Lu Bo, let's go. Lin Yun called Lu Bo and walked to the auction venue with him. President Su looked at the back of Lin Yun leaving. His eyes were complicated. At the same time, President Su secretly made up his mind that even if Lin Yun and her daughter are pretending to be lovers, he still has to find a way to match the two of them, and it is best to let the two of them do the real act. The start of the auction has come, and the big bosses in the venue are walking to the auction venue. As for those rich second generations, they are okay to play in the hall outside, and they are not eligible to enter the main venue of the auction. The main venue of the auction is on the third floor. Lin Yun and Lu Bo enter the venue together and then sit in the VIP seats in the first row according to the assigned numbers. As the chairman of China Ting Group, Lin Yun, even if Lin Yun does not say anything, will arrange Lin Yun in the VIP seat. To be honest, this is the first time Lin Yun has come to such a place in his life. However, Lin Yun is calm and composed, because the balance in the card can give Lin Yun enough confidence. Lin Yun glanced at it, and the auction was not big. It could not hold more than 100 people. When Lin Yun was looking around, Xiang Jin Xiang from the Jin Xiang group happened to pass by Lin Yun. "Boy, let's take a look." Xiang Jin Xiang glared at Lin Yun. "Okay, let's take a look at today's auction. Who can have the last laugh?" Lin Yun said with a smile. Xiang Jin Xiang didn't answer any more, turned around and walked towards his seat. Xiang Jin Xiang was also sitting in the VIP seat in the first row, but he was on the left and Lin Yun was on the right. It should be the auction party who deliberately separated the two sides. A few minutes later, the bosses were all seated. Boom! The headlights of the auction were suddenly turned off, leaving only a few small lights and the lights on the auction stage. At this time, a host strode onto the stage. "Welcome all bosses to the annual auction in Qingyang City." The host seemed very enthusiastic. After the host took the stage, he first gave a brief introduction to today's auction, and then invited several officials from Qingyang City to give speeches. 15 minutes have passed since the speech. I think all the bosses can't wait to look forward to the start of the auction. Okay, let's not say much. The auction will officially start next. The host raised his hand. At this time, the first auction item was pushed up. The first lot is a calligraphy and painting with a starting price of 100,000 and a single minimum increase of 10,000. As for which calligrapher the calligraphy and painting came from, Lin Yun did not hear clearly. Anyway, Lin Yun was not interested in calligraphy and painting. It was the host's introduction that made Lin Yun want to sleep. To Lin Yun's surprise, after the calligraphy and painting began to be auctioned, there were a lot of bosses asking for it. In the end, it was photographed by a boss for 550,000. The second thing to be auctioned was an antique vase. Lin Yun was also not interested, and the shareholder vase finally sold for 400,000 yuan. The third item for auction is a glass jade bracelet with a starting price of 300,000. 350,000, 400,000, 450,000. As soon as the auction started, the bidding sounded one after another. "Lu Bo, what is the glass type?" Lin Yun looked at Lu Bo. Lin Yun used to be a poor boy. Although he knew jade, he didn't know the very specific classification. Dong Lin, the glass type is the best variety of jadeite. This glass type jadeite has a very good color. If nothing else, it might cost $1 million. Lu Bo stared at the stage and said. Immediately afterwards, Lu Bo looked at Lin Yun and curiously said, "Dong Lin, are you interested in this jade bracelet?" "Well, some interest." Lin Yun nodded with a smile. At this time, the price has been called to a high price of 1.15 million. The court boss bid 1.15 million. Is there anything higher than 1.15 million? 1.15 million for the first time. The second time for 115,000, 500,000. The host on the stage has already raised the auction hammer in his hand and started the countdown. "I pay 1.5 million. At this moment, a loud voice sounded. Everyone followed the voice and saw the people in sight. It is Lin Yun. TSK, the new chairman of China Ting is lavish, raising so much at one time. Everyone couldn't help sighing when Lin Yun added 1.5 million at a time. "Boss Ting, I like this jade bracelet. Are you okay?" Lin Yun turned to the boss Ting, who was sitting not far away. The owner of the court is the one who just bid 115.
No. No.
The boss of the court could only laugh. The boss was interested in this jade bracelet, but he thought he would be able to win it. As a result, Lin Yun directly increased the price to 1.5 million. How could he dare to increase the price? He also didn't think his wealth could be compared with Lin Yun. 1.5 million. This jade bracelet belongs to China Ding Lin Dong. Seeing that no one was bidding again, the host immediately dropped the hammer. Next, the auction continued, and many things were put out for auction one after another, but Lin Yun never sold it again. What Lin Yun is waiting for is the final highlight, the land auction. On stage, after another item was auctioned off. Boss, what follows is the finale of the auction. The land is auctioned. The host's voice was loud. When many bosses in the audience heard this, they all came to God. The first piece of land is the site of the fire temple in the east of the city. The starting price is 2 million yuan, and the single minimum price increase is 100,000 yuan. The host announced, 2 and 5 million, 2,800,000. The fare increase sounded suddenly. Dong Lin, this piece of land is in the suburbs. It is very biased and has low value. Our company has no development intentions. Lubo said. Lin Yun nodded, and Lubo had told Lin Yun about the few pieces of land he would grab. The fire temple was not among them. Xiang Jin Xiang also didn't participate in the bidding, and obviously he didn't like this land. In the end, this was quickly taken by a small local developer at a price of 8 million. This low-value place is left to these smaller developers. Of course, such small local developers can only get some inconspicuous land, because they have no capital to compete with Jin Xiang Group and Huading Group in good places. At this time, the second plot of land auction began. Land number 12 in the development zone has a total area of 78 mu. Many owners know how high the value of this land is. The starting price is 8 million. A single minimum increase of 500,000. The host announced, TSK Tusk, this piece of land is in a prime location on the left side of the development zone. This is a treasure land. Yes, the value of this piece of land is very high. China Ting Group and Jin Xiang Group are bound to compete fiercely. I don't know which side of them will eventually grab this land. Many bosses at the scene couldn't help but talk after hearing about number 12 of the development zone. They can meet. A battle is about to begin. 8.5 million. 9 million. 9.5 million. Some local real estate owners tentatively raise the price. Although they know that they can't compete with China Ting Group and Jin Xiang Group after the price is raised, they can still make a tentative bid when the price is low. Lin Yun, who had closed his eyes and calmed his mind, opened his eyes when he heard the development zone number 12. Lu Bo had already told Lin Yun about the importance of this piece of land. And Xiang Jin Xiang, who was originally leaning on the chair, is sitting up now. 50 million. A young voice sounded. Everyone took a closer look, and it was Lin Yun who was asking the price. TSK Tusk, the chairman of China Ting, has directly added up to 50 million at a time. This is the confidence that he is determined on the surface. Everyone was taken aback by Lin Yun's sudden price increase. Although the value of this piece of land is high, it is normally worth about 80 million yuan. After all, Qingyang City is not a provincial capital, and the housing prices here have not soared to that of a provincial capital. Those local bosses who were still tentatively asking prices immediately shut up. At this price, they no longer have the capital to bid. Xiang Jin Xiang was also taken aback by Lin Yun's sudden price increase. Now that Lin Yun had already shot, Xiang Jin Xiang would naturally not wait any longer. 60 million, raised a placard to Jin Xiang, adding 10 million. A price of 60 million to the Lord. Is there any higher? The host on the stage said loudly. 1 billion. Lin Yun's voice sounded again. The bosses at the scene were surprised to hear that the price was suddenly raised to 100 million. Is this 100 million? Although this piece of land is of high value, it is worth 100 million at most, right? The chairman of Huading directly reported 100 million. He didn't want to increase it slowly, but meant to win it directly. I don't know what Xiang Yi would do. Everyone looked at Jin Xiang. This kid doesn't play cards according to common sense. Seeing Lin Yun reported 100 million to Jin Xiang, his face looked a little gloomy. Xiang Jin Xiang originally wanted to add 10 million to 10 million, and the magnitude of this increase was already very high. They didn't expect Lin Yun to call 100 million in an instant. You know, normally speaking, it would cost less than 100 million to buy this piece of land. Master Xiang, this kid made it clear that he was fighting with you, said the military division sitting next to Xiang Jin Xiang. My 600 million was not prepared for nothing. Xiang Jin Xiang said with squinting eyes. Dong Lin bid 100 million. Is there any higher than 100 million? The host on the stage said loudly. I give out 110 million, raised a placard to Jin Xiang. Bid 110 million to the Lord. Is there a higher one? The host voice was loud and loud on the stage. Lin Yun looked at Xiang Jin Xiang on the other side and said, I said, Lord Xiang, you only add 10 million at a time. Don't you feel tired? You. Xiang Jin Xiang's expression changed. This was simply a challenge to Chiguagua. Lin Yun retracted his gaze, then raised his placard again with a smile on his face. I give out 200 million. 2 billion? In Qingyang City, we have never sold land with a price of 200 million yuan. Everyone at the scene heard Lin Yun suddenly raise the price to 200 million, and they were all shocked. The price increase was too drastic, right? Even the host on the stage was shocked when he heard about 200 million people. This number has already set the history of land auctions in Qingyang City. The highest price of land sold in Qingyang City last time was 120 million yuan. And today's land auction has just begun. Has it broken the historical record? Even Lu Bo, who was sitting beside Lin Yun, was shocked by Lin Yun. After a shock, the host hurriedly announced loudly, 200 million. Lin Dong bid 200 million. Is there anything higher than 200 million? The bosses in the venue and the hosts on the stage all looked at Xiang Jin Xiang at this time. They knew that only Xiang Jin Xiang was qualified to compete. At this time, Xiang Jin Xiang looked a little ugly. 200 million, far exceeding the original price of this piece of land. At the beginning, Xiang Jin Xiang only prepared 300 million, but later he added 600 million to deal with Lin Yun. But now he has 200 million for a piece of land? Damn, this kid doesn't count the cost. Xiang Jin Xiang gritted his teeth. Lin Yun's fierce bidding greatly exceeded Xiang Jin Xiang's expectations. But Xiang Jin Xiang let go of harsh words today. He wants to embarrass Lin Yun at today's auction. If he is counseled now, it is him that is ugly. Xiang Jin Xiang could only grit his teeth, then raised his placard and said, 250 million. This time, Xiang Jin Xiang hardened his scalp and added 50 million to the top at one time. And when he quoted such a price, Xiang Jin Xiang was already bleeding. I give out 350 million. Only when Xiang Jin Xiang's voice fell, Lin Yun quoted a price of 350 million yuan before the host on the stage had time to ask, 350 million? Hiss. After hearing this quotation, everyone couldn't help taking a breath. God, for such a piece of land that was originally worth 80 to 9 million yuan, it was called 350 million yuan? The premium is more than 3 times that. What? 350 million? Xiang Jin Xiang's facial muscles twitched. Logically speaking, the higher the price, the smaller the price increase. He didn't expect it to be such a high price. Lin Yun also increased the price by 100 million at a time. Master Xiang, this kid doesn't care about the cost. Why are you still adding it? The military division also panicked. They expected Lin Yun to raise the price at first, but they did not expect Lin Yun to raise the price so hard. Xiang Jin Xiang was also very hesitant at this time. If he added it, it would be too bad, and he would not be reconciled without it. While hesitating to Jin Qiang, Lin Yun said, I said to Master Xiang, you made harsh remarks before the auction started. Why? Can't you afford to play? I can't afford to play Xiang Jin Xiang. Xiang Jin Xiang was immediately angry. 4 billion. I will give out 4 billion. Xiang Jin Xiang gritted his teeth and shouted, okay, I will pay 500 million. Lin Yun smiled and directly quoted. As soon as Lin Yun made the offer, the audience was in an uproar. 500 million? My God! For such a piece of land, 500 million have been paid out. The whole venue was boiling. Everyone knows that this piece of land is definitely not worth so much money. This Lin Dong is too fierce. In order to fight against Master Xiang, he actually called for 500 million. Even Lu Bo beside him couldn't help pulling La Lin Yun. Dong Lin, I only prepared 500 million in total. This is the first piece of land, so you took out all of it, and it is not worth buying this land for 500 million. Lu Bo said eagerly. I have my own plan. Lin Yun smiled. Immediately afterwards, Lin Yun got up and looked at Xiang Jin Xiang. Master Xiang, do you want to follow? If you want to follow, just continue. Lin Yun said with a smile. You. Xiang Jin Xiang's face turned green. He continued to make offers, and the price had already exceeded the limit he could bear. If he did not make an offer, he would not be able to get off the stage. So many people were watching. Master Xiang, forget it. Don't grab it. Let him. There is better behind, said the military division. At this moment, Lin Yun smiled and said, Xiang Jin Xiang, get out if you can't afford it. Play auction with me. You are not qualified.
Fuck.
Angrily, Xiang Jin Xiang patted the chair with both hands and stood up suddenly. If I don't take this land today, I won't have the surname Xiang. 6 billion. I give 6 billion. Angrily, Xiang Jin Xiang this time directly increased the price by 100 million. 600 million. God, 600 million. The bosses in the venue were almost numb when they were shocked. Such a number made them feel dizzy. Before the auction began, everyone had expected that today's land auction would be a storm. But no one thought that it would reach this point. At this moment, Lin suddenly stood up, looked at Xiang Jin Xiang, and said with a smile, Sure, 6 billion. This land is yours. Immediately afterwards, Lin Yun looked up to the stage and said to the host, Bid 600 million to the Lord. I don't think anyone else will bid anymore. Let's drop the hammer. Oh, great. After hearing Lin Yun's words, the host, who was still in a daze, nodded quickly. Immediately afterwards, the host dropped a hammer from the host and at the same time announced in a loud voice, Land number 12 in the development zone, 600 million. It's Lord Xiang. Such a price directly set the highest record ever in Qingyang City. At this time, Master Xiang was dumbfounded. Boy, you won't grab it? Xiang Jin Xiang glared at Lin Yun on the other side. Just now, Xiang Jin Xiang had been taken up by Lin Yunji, and he thought that Lin Yun would continue to compete with him. 600 million to buy this piece of land? Only a fool like you buys it. I don't even want to buy 100 million. Lin Yun smiled. After a pause, Lin Yun smiled and continued. I raised the price just to cheat you. The words I said before were just to arouse you deliberately. I didn't expect you to be so stupid. When I was so agitated, you really fell into a trap. Immediately afterwards, Lin Yun smiled and applauded. Congratulations, Master Xiang. 600 million won the number 12 development zone. A record. Everyone applaud.
Puff.
After Xiang Jin Xiang heard Lin Yun's words, he directly sprayed out blood. Lin Yun is actually doing his own routine? You are deliberately angering yourself, and then deliberately cheating yourself? Asshole, I killed you. Xiang Jin Xiang stood up fiercely, as if he was about to rush over to kill Lin Yun. His eyes burst with anger. Master Xiang, can't make it. The military division hugged Xiang Jin Xiang. Master Xiang, the auction is officially organized, so it's not easy. You can't help it if you commit an attack here. The military division eagerly said. After Xiang Jin Xiang heard this, he calmed down. Lin Yun, I'm never finished with you. Never finished. After Xiang Jin Xiang yelled at Lin Yun, he sat back heavily on the Grandmaster's chair. At this time, Xiang Jin Xiang's face turned purple because of anger. This is a full 600 million. So it was lost by Lin Yunkung. The most important thing is, how can Xiang Jin Xiang swallow this breath in front of so many bosses? At this time, the entire venue was still boiling. I went and spent a long time. Huading's new chairman deliberately raised the price to cheat the Lord. He has scammed Master Xiang for 6 billion this time. In the entire business community of Qingyang City, I am afraid that he is the only one who dares to smash Master Xiang like this. Master Xiang is sure to die of anger now. After Xiang Jin Xiang heard these words, his whole body trembled with anger. The other side. Donglin, your move is really high. We lost a lot of money to Xiang Jin Xiang without any loss, and gave him a threat. He vomited blood when angry. Lu Bo couldn't help but give Lin Yun a thumbs up. Just now, Lu Bo was very worried about why Lin Yun would raise the price so frantically. Looking back now, he found that Lin Yun was great. After a pause, Lu Bo continued. After Xiang Jin Xiang spent these 6 billion yuan, I guess the money he prepared is almost enough, and after the storm just now, he probably won't dare to make arbitrary bids anymore. I promise that this will be the only piece of land he won at today's auction, and I won't let him take another piece of land. A smile appeared on the corner of Lin Yun's mouth. At this time, the host on the stage said, "Next, auction the 16th land in the new park, with a total area of 91 mu, with a starting price of 10 million. On the way here, Lu Bo also introduced this piece of land to Lin Yun. The price of this piece of land was higher than the value of the piece of land just now. The normal valuation of this piece of land is around 120 million yuan. I give out 100 million. As soon as the host talent finished speaking, Lin Yun directly raised his placard to offer. His Chairman Lin made another bid. It's still so terrifying. I don't know if Chairman Lin wants to continue to raise the price this time, or if Chairman Lin really wants to take this piece of land. Lin Yun's bid again detonated the atmosphere in the venue. Everyone looked at Xiang Jin Xiang and wanted to know how Xiang Jin Xiang would face it. Everyone knew in their hearts that the current auction was a war between Xiang Jin Xiang and Lin Yun. Master Xiang is raising the price again. He doesn't want to deliberately cheat them? How can this be good? The military division worried. Damn bastard. Xiang Jin Xiang also paled. For Xiang Jin Xiang, after he had just been fooled, facing Lin Yun's drastic price increase, he was caught in a dilemma. He will continue to increase the price, and he is afraid that Lin Yun will pit him. He will not increase the price and give the land to Lin Yun. He is not reconciled. Immediately afterwards, he slapped Jin Xiang's right hand on the armrest of the Grand Master's chair while gritting his teeth and said, "In any case, I can't give it to him. This piece of land is the best today. He has just put a piece of it. I don't believe he is willing to give it to me too." Xiang Jin Xiang was sure that it was impossible for Lin Yun to give him this land. "But Lord Xiang, we have prepared a total of 600 million yuan this time. The land that we just took in the development zone has been spent, and we have no money if we want to bid," the military commander said helplessly. "Don't worry, I still have 300 million private money in carry," Xiang Jin Xiang said with squinting eyes. 1 billion for the second time. Is there any higher? The host on the stage has counted down. "I give out 200 million. Xiang Jin Xiang made an immediate bid. After bidding to Jin Xiang, Lin Yun couldn't help looking at Master Xiang in surprise and said, "Master Xiang, do you dare to make a bid? Are you afraid that I will continue to cheat you?" Lin Yun originally thought that after he deliberately raised the price just now, it stands to reason that Xiang Jin Xiang faced his sudden raise of the price, so he shouldn't dare to make any more ventures, right? Shouldn't you dare to quote any more? Lin Yun originally thought that this way, he should be able to get this piece of land at a cheap price. Therefore, Lin Yun was a little surprised by bidding to Jin Xiang again, and Xiang Jin Xiang also directly raised a full 100 million this time. "If there is a seed, you will cheat me. This land is the most important. I don't believe you or don't," Xiang Jin Xiang said loudly. Lin Yun narrowed his eyes. A flash of chill flashed in his eyes. Lin Yun didn't expect that Xiang Jin Xiang had guessed what he thought. Indeed, this piece of land is a must for Lin Yun. Lu Bo couldn't help but whispered, "Sure enough, Xiang Jin Xiang still has some brains, and he can conclude that we are bound to win this land." "Haha, looking at your expression, boy, I guessed it right? This time, it's my turn to raise your price. If you want this piece of land, then be prepared to spend more than I just did." Xiang Jin Xiang smiled. "Damn it." Lin Yun's face sank. At this time, the host of the auction above looked at Lin Yun and said, "I bid 200 million yuan to the Lord. Will anyone increase the price?" This was obviously addressed directly to Lin Yun, because only Lin Yun was present with the capital to continue to increase prices. "I'll give 300 million. Lin Yun raised his placard to bid. 400 million. Xiang Jin Xiang smiled and raised the price. Xiang Jin Xiang's purpose is obvious. That is, if you want this piece of land, Lin Yun must pay a heavy price. He wants to avenge his just now. 500 million. Lin Yun continued to bid. 6 billion. Xiang Jin Xiang continued to raise the price without hesitation. 800 million. Lin Yun gritted his teeth and directly lifted up 200 million. Such a price has already surpassed the original value of this piece of land, and once again broke the record of the highest land price in Qingyang City that was just set. But this is no way. As Xiang Jin Xiang said before, Lin Yun has already let go of an important piece of land in order to cheat him. How can this piece of land be let go again? Boy, now you know how difficult it is to get the land? Still that sentence, you have to pay a heavy price if you want to get this land. Xiang Jin Xiang smiled triumphantly. Immediately afterwards, he raised the beat to Jin Xiang again. 900 million. I will give 900 million. His. 900 million. The bosses on the scene took another breath after hearing the price. Even though they had been prepared after the last round of bidding, their heartbeat would still speed up after hearing the terrifying number of 900 million. Even in the provincial capital, it is difficult to get such a terrifying price for a piece of land. This price is enough to become the province's land king price. Many of the bosses present are worth less than 900 million. 900 million? Lin Yun squinted his eyes and looked at the stage with complicated eyes. I bid 900 million. 900 million for the first time. The voice of the host on the stage became hoarse and his face flushed. This host has hosted many auctions, but he has never experienced such a terrifying land price. This is 900 million. 900 million for the second time. Is there anyone higher than 900 million? The host yelled while looking at Lin Yun. He also said this to Lin Yun. After all, only Lin Yun could continue to bid. Lin Yun thought for a while and then said, "No one is higher than 900 million. After speaking, Lin Yun directly sat down. When Master Xiang, who was still smiling, saw Lin Yun sitting down, the corner of his eyes suddenly twitched. "Hey, you! Why did you sit down?" Master Xiang quickly yelled at Lin Yun. "I bought this land for 900 million? I'm not crazy." Lin Yun replied lightly. After speaking, Lin Yun closed his eyes and leaned back on the chair. When Master Xiang saw Lin Yun close his eyes, he suddenly panicked. Hey, don't you! Keep screaming. You bid the price again. I will definitely not increase it. You scream.
Viank ye yerle teygerle.
Stupid. Lin Yun closed his eyes and smiled and shook his head. 900 million for the third time. No one raises the price, and I will fall the hammer. The host on the stage raised the auction hammer in his hand, preparing to drop the hammer. Don't fall the hammer. I withdraw my bid of 900 million. I withdraw. I let him. Master Xiang yelled eagerly. His price was just to pit Lin Yun. He had never thought of spending 900 million on this piece of land. There is only one result of spending 900 million to buy this piece of land, and that is that your grandma doesn't even know the loser. Sorry, Lord Xiang. In accordance with the regulations of the auction, the placard cannot be withdrawn. The host said. After speaking, the host dropped the mallet, bang. At this point, the price of this piece of land was 900 million yuan, which was photographed by Lord Xiang. Boom! When the auction hammer fell, Master Xiang paled and fainted. Master Xiang, wake up! Seeing Master Xiang fainted, the military master hurriedly stepped forward to support Master Xiang, and then pinched his human acupoint. Wow! Master Xiang's fainting caused an uproar in the audience. Everyone did not expect that Master Xiang was fainted by anger. Everyone did not expect that Master Xiang wanted to pit Lin Yun, but he pit himself in again. Where Lin Yun is. Dong Lin, you are going to faint with anger. Haha, he won't be so mad, right? Lu Bo said excitedly. Well, you don't break the law, right? Lin Yun spread his hand. Haha, of course it's not illegal.
Lu Bo smiled.
Dong Lin, I didn't expect that you would repeat the same tricks and continue to cheat him, and this time it was even more ruthless, with a total of 900 million. Lu Bo said excitedly. I am also very helpless. He insists on letting me cheat him. What can I do? Lin Yun helplessly spread his hands. Lin Yun's original plan was to take this piece of land, but just after calling Jin Xiang 900 million, Lin Yun thought about it carefully, and calling it up was actually meaningless. After all, the purpose of acquiring land is to build a house to make money, and it is obviously a very bad loss to spend only 900 million to acquire land and build a house. When the time comes, not only will it take time and energy to build and sell houses, but in the end there will be losses. Why bother? Is it just for a breath? Lin Yun felt that this was unnecessary. Therefore, Lin Yun finally decided to abandon this piece of land and pit him against Jin Xiang again. Isn't it a good thing? The other side. After the military commander pinched Xiang Jin Xiang for a while, Xiang Jin Xiang woke up. Master Xiang, you are awake. Seeing Master Xiang awake, the military commander was overjoyed. The ground, we took it? This is the first sentence that Xiang Jin Xiang wakes up. Yes, Lord Xiang, that piece of land was photographed by you at a price of 900 million yuan. The military division was dejected. Puff. Xiang Jin Xiang spouted another mouthful of blood. This TM is 900 million. Xiang Jin Xiang has already spent 600 million before. It is very difficult to let him get another 900 million for a while. After all, most of the money of this kind of industrial company is invested in the project. It is difficult to come up with a large sum of money in one go. Xiang Jin Xiang had to think of many ways to get these 900 million in a short time. Master Xiang, the body is important. The body is important. Can I still earn more money? The military commander repeatedly comforted. Step aside. Xiang Jin Xiang stood up fiercely, then looked at Lin Yun sitting on the right. Boy, why didn't you it? Why didn't you it? Shouted hysterically to Jin Xiang. Master Xiang, you can only say that you are too stupid. You have been scammed by me twice in a row at the same time and in the same place. You can only blame yourself, Lin Yun said. After a pause, Lin Yun smiled again. 600 million plus 900 million, that's a full 1.5 billion. Master Xiang, you are rich and rich. 2 pieces of land worth less than 200 million. You have to spend 1.5 billion. TSK. You. Xiang Jin Xiang trembled all over. Quiet your anger with Master Xiang, and calm your anger with Master Xiang. The military commander continued to comfort him. Although Xiang Jin Xiang was angry, he couldn't help it at the auction scene. Boy, you wait for me. I will definitely calculate this with you. After Xiang Jin Xiang finished saying this, he sat back heavily on his seat. Xiang Jin Xiang has awakened from the coma, and the auction will continue. The next auction is the C5 land in the development zone, covering an area of 63 mu, with a starting price of 7 million, said the host on the stage. Regardless of its location or area, the land of no. C5 in the development zone is slightly different from the 2 pieces of land, but it is also one of Lin Yun's goals. I pay 50 million. Lin Yun quoted directly. After finishing the offer, Lin Yun looked at Xiang Jin Xiang and said with a smile, Master Xiang, do you still grab it?
Roll.
After spitting out a word to Jin Xiang, he closed his eyes directly. After just 2 lessons, where did Xiang Jin Xiang dare to make a bid with Lin Yun? He absolutely believed that Lin Yun could bid hundreds of millions next time. C3 of the development zone, Chairman Lin bid 50 million. 50 million for the first time. The second time at 50 million. Is there anyone who bid higher than 50 million? The voice of the host on stage spread throughout the audience. The whole auction was silent, and no one bid. The reason is simple. They have just seen how fierce Lin Yun is raising the price, and they have seen how miserable the end of the bidding with Lin Yun. Plus, the price of 50 million is already expensive, so no one bids. For the third time at 50 million, Land C3 in the development zone is owned by Chairman Lin. Boom! The host on the stage saw that no one raised the price, and he immediately dropped the hammer. Not bad. Lin Yun nodded in satisfaction. It is definitely worth it to win this piece of land by 50 million, and the process is very smooth. Although the value of this piece of land is not as large as the 2 pieces just now, after the development of the golden sign of Huading, it is no problem to eventually earn 3.5 billion yuan. Unlike the previous 2 plots, if they were taken at such a high price, they would lose money instead. Damn it! When Xiang Jin Xiang saw that Lin Yun had taken the land so smoothly, he was naturally jealous, but he couldn't help it. Next, the auction continued, and another 3 plots were auctioned. 2 of them were bought by Lin Yun for 40 million and 35 million respectively. The prices quoted by Lin Yun were the normal value of these places, and after Lin Yun's quotation, no one competed with Lin Yun. There is also a piece of land, because it is too small to enter the eyes of Lin Yun's law, so Lin Yun did not start, and was auctioned by a small local real estate company at a price of 7.5 million. During this period, Xiang Jin Xiang had been leaning against the chair with a pale face and never made another offer. At this moment, everyone, what will be auctioned next is the largest piece of land in this auction, the protected area number 1, with a total area of 500 acres and a starting price of 50 million. The host said, the largest piece of land before was only nearly 100 acres. This time it turned out to be a full 500 acres. As soon as the host's words came out, everyone present began to discuss. Land number 1 in the reserve, but a treasure, close to the core business district of Qingyang City. It's a pity that this land is listed as a protected area, forbidden to develop in the province. Development has been banned for 50 years, and it is useless to buy it. Yes, if this piece of land can be developed, it is definitely a treasure, but it is a pity that development is forbidden, and it is useless to buy it. If I remember correctly, at last year's auction, this piece of land was sold out, right? Everyone was whispering and talking. For a while, there was no bid in the entire venue. No one wants to buy a piece of land that cannot be developed, even at the lowest price of 50 million. Does anyone bid for the number 1 site in the reserve? The host asked. I pay 50 million. A loud voice sounded. Everyone followed the voice and looked at the person who raised the placard for the offer. It is Lin Yun. The chairman of Huading wants to buy this piece of land? Even if he has money, he can't waste 50 million yuan in vain, right? Everyone looked a little surprised when they saw Lin Yun's offer. Idiot. Buy a piece of land that can only be developed in 50 years. Master Xiang sneered and shook his head disdainfully. Where Lin Yun is. Lin Dong, this piece of land will not be developed until 50 years later. You? Why do you want to buy it? Seeing Lin Yun's offer, Lu Bo looked puzzled. Lu Bo, I have my own plans. Lin Yun said with a smile. When Lu Bo heard Lin Yun say this, he felt at ease inexplicably, because he found that every time Lin Yun said this, he could create surprises. For the number 1 side of the reserve, Lin Dong bid 50 million. Is there any higher? Good. This land belongs to Lin Dong of China Ting Group. Seeing that no one was bidding, the host on the stage quickly dropped the hammer. He knew that this piece of land had been auctioned several times, and the starting price had dropped from 100 million to 50 million. Now it is not easy for someone to buy it. Who will buy a piece of land that can only be used in 50 years? After taking this piece of land, 2 more pieces of land were photographed one after another. One of them was taken by Lin Yun at a price of 25 million yuan, and another piece of land that Lin Yun didn't look down on was taken by a small real estate company for 8.8 million. The price was photographed. In this regard, the auction finally came to an end. This time, Lin Yun took a total of 5 pieces of land, and the total cost was just 200 million yuan. Although the best 2 pieces of land could not be taken, the total of the remaining 4 pieces of land, excluding the protected area, is worth the 2 pieces of land. The most important thing is that the price is cheap. Originally prepared 2.5 billion yuan. The original plan was to kill Xiang Jin Xiang with money, so that Xiang Jin Xiang could not get a piece of land. This was what Grandpa meant from the beginning. This was a simple and crude method. However, Lin Yun temporarily changed his plan. As the chairman of a company, it is still very important to act on the spot. In Lin Yun's view, the new plan pits Xiang Jin Xiang with 1.5 billion yuan, saves a lot of money for himself, and takes some land, which is absolutely very cost-effective. After the auction house was held, it was noon, and the auction party had already prepared lunch. Today, the owner of the land was invited by the Land Bureau alone, in the restaurant on the top floor of the hotel. Luo Ming, the head of the Land Bureau, has been happy from ear to ear. Because today's land auction sold nearly 1.8 billion. You know, the total value of the land should have been only about 400 million yuan. So they undoubtedly made a profit this time. Of course, out of the nearly 1.8 billion, 1.5 billion were contributed to the Lord. Inside the restaurant, 10 real estate owners, sitting at the same table, naturally included Lin Yun and Xiang Yi. Thank you, bosses, for supporting our work. Luo Ju took the lead to stand up and toast. After a glass of wine toast, Luo Ju, I think you should pay tribute to Jin Cheng alone. After all, he contributed a full 1.5 billion today. Lin Yun said calmly. Haha, okay, I offer a glass to the master. Luo Ju could only laugh dryly. However, Xiang Jin Xiang's expression turned gloomy. He thought that he had been cheated by 1.5 billion, and his heart was bleeding. Although Xiang Jin Xiang has made a lot of money over the years, the 1.5 billion will have to be earned for several years. But facing Luo Zhu's toast, Xiang Jin Xiang still squeezed a smile. Just as the two were toasting, Lin Yun smiled and said, "Spent 1.5 billion to buy land that was originally worth at most 200 million. It can be seen that Lord Xiang really wants to contribute to the land bureau." "Boy, you!" Xiang Jin Xiang slammed the cup on the table with a bang, while glaring at Lin Yun with anger. "How come to Lord? You spend 1.5 billion to buy 200 million of land. Everyone knows. You are afraid of being told," Lin Yun said with a smile. Upon seeing this, Luo Zhu took the initiative to mediate. "Let's say a few words for both of you. Come on. I will offer a drink to both of you." "No problem." Lin Yun smiled and picked up the wine glass. Naturally, Xiang Jin Xiang couldn't appear to be lackluster, and he also held up the wine glass. After a glass of wine, "Lin Yun, what are you proud of?" "Although I spent a lot of money in this auction, I won 2 of the best land," Xiang Jin Xiang said proudly. Xiang Jin Xiang suffocated his stomach at the auction. Of course, he must find a way to fight back against Lin Yun, letting out his ill feelings. Lin Yun leaned on the chair, hugging his arms and smilingly said, "The 2 pieces of land you took are really good, but compared to the number 1 land in the reserve, your 2 pieces of land are not comparable at all, and they are completely rubbish." "Haha, you still have the face to mention the conservation area number 1? You are such a fool. You have the face to say it if you spend money on a piece of land that cannot be developed in 50 years. Xiang Jin Xiang sneered. For Xiang Jin Xiang, Lin Yun's use of money to buy land in the reserve is the only thing he can use to laugh at Lin Yun. Several local real estate owners on the table also nodded. Yes, although the number 1 site of this reserve is a treasure, it is a reserve designated by the province. Development is prohibited for 50 years, and it can only be left and used if it is bought. Lin Yun smiled and said, "Master Xiang, I did not buy it for idleness. I am going to develop a top-level commercial center on this piece of land, plus high-end communities, to make this the most prosperous place in Qingyang City. This land is as large as 500 acres. If it is really to be developed, the development potential is of course very large." "What? You want to build a commercial center on this land? Haha, you are too naive. Haven't you told you? This land is a protected area appointed by the province, and development is prohibited for 50 years. Don't you understand?" Xiang Jin Xiang sneered. "Of course I understand, but the province has lifted the ban," Lin Yun said with his hands. "What did you say?" Xiang Jin stood up fiercely. "You fart. How can the province lift the ban? If it is lifted, why we have no news at all? It is clear that you are here to quibble," Xiang Jin Xiang said. "That only shows that you are useless," Lin Yun said with a hand. Immediately afterwards, Lin Yun took out a document and threw it on the table. "The unwinding file is here. If you don't believe it, just open your eyes and take a good look. This document is exactly the document and the mysterious gift that my grandfather personally handed to Lin Yun at home yesterday." Xiang Jin Xiang, with a look of disbelief, quickly grabbed this document. This. After Xiang Jin Xiang finished reading the documents, he suddenly sat down on the chair. His face was full of despair, and the documents in his hands fell on the table. "Is it really relieved?" Luo Zhu Xiang Jin Xiang, who was next to him, looked wrong, and he quickly grabbed the file. "Really? It was really relieved." After Luo Zhu read the document, he couldn't help but exclaim. His voice became sharp because of the horror in his heart. Boom! As soon as Luo Zhu's words came out, the entire box was exploded. "God, land number 1 in the reserve has been banned from development for a full 6 years. Now it is really lifted? If this piece of land is released from development, then the value of developing this piece of land is too great. After all, the location of this piece of land is too good. If China Ting Group develops this land, if it really wants to develop it into the most prosperous area in Qingyang City, China Ting Group can definitely make a lot of money on this project. The bosses sitting on the table are all real estate bosses in Qingyang City, so they know very well how much benefit will be brought by the development of land number 1 in the reserve. Of course they are not jealous, because they know that with their company's capabilities, they have not yet been able to develop such a large project. However, Xiang Jin Xiang is different. Why? Why? Why I have no news at all? Xiang Jin Xiang roared angrily. If Xiang Jin Xiang knew that this piece of land was lifted, he would have to grab this piece of land even if he tried everything possible, because its value is really too great. As a result, this precious land was easily obtained by Lin Yun at a price of 50 million. Based on this, Lin Yun is undoubtedly the biggest winner of today's auction. Master Xiang, how is it? My land is many times better than the 2 you took, right? And I only spent 50 million, and you spent 1.5 billion, tut. Lin Yun said with a smile. You. Xiang Jin Xiang was trembling with anger, his face was purple, and his whole body was about to explode. You really want to know why, right? Then I'll tell you, this is indeed banned from development by the province. Lin Yun said with a smile. Immediately afterwards, Lin Yun changed his words. But under the operation of my grandfather Lu Zhizhong, the ban was lifted directly. Moreover, the news was blocked by my grandfather and the province. No one in Qingyang City knew about it, so that I could easily take this piece of land and develop it, so it's normal for you not to know. It turned out to be like this. Luo Ju nodded with a sudden realization. As Director Ju of the Qingyang Municipal Bureau of Land and Resources, Luo Ju, logically speaking, if the ban on the number 1 area of the reserve is lifted, he should be the first person to receive news from Qingyang. But he didn't receive any news, and now he understands that it was Lin Yun's grandfather Lu Zhizhong who was working on the matter. Through this incident, we can also see that Lin Yun's grandfather Lu Zhizhong's ability is really great. Everyone was even more afraid of Lin Yun. They understood that this was definitely a terrifying existence they couldn't afford. Even Luo Ju secretly made up his mind. He must not offend Lin Yun. On the contrary, he must work hard to make good friends. After Xiang Jin Xiang heard Lin Yun's explanation, his face became paler. At this moment, Lin Yun stood up, retrieved this document, and said to Luo Ju, Luo Ju, I have finished my meal, so I will leave first. Immediately afterwards, Lin Yun looked towards Jin Xiang again. Xiang Jin Xiang, just because you want to fight Huading Group? Idiot, how can my grandfather's energy be comparable to you? Remember, fight our Huading Group, you. Only. Yes. Death. Road. 1. Lin Yun spoke word by word at the end, with a sharp tone. Lu Bo, let's go. After Lin Yun finished speaking, he took Lu Bo directly outside. Boom! Asshole! 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 Xiang Jin Xiang hit the table with a fist, and at the same time yelled at Lin Yun's back hysterically. With this punch, many wine glasses on the table were shaken over. Under Xiang Jin Xiang's anger, the bosses who were sitting were all pale with fright. Lin Yun walked out of the restaurant on the top floor. Dong Lin, seeing Xiang Jin Xiang being so angry today, is really so relieved. Lu Bo said excitedly. He asked for this. He dared to do it right with Lin Yun. There is absolutely no good fruit. Lin Yun smiled. But Lin Dong, you are really powerful. Being able to make Xiang Jin Xiang like this is inseparable from Lin Dong's courage and wisdom.
Lu Bo praised.
Through today's events, Lu Bo has even more admiration for Lin Yun. Lu Bo believes more and more that Lin Yun has the ability to take the Qingyang branch of China Ting Group to new heights. There is also the acquisition of number 1 land in the reserve. This land is really a treasure. Now that the ban has been lifted and it is owned by our company, I still have a dreaming feeling, haha. Lu Bo said excitedly. Lu Bo certainly knows how valuable the number 1 reserve is. So, next I will give you a very difficult task. Lin Yun stopped and looked at Lu Bo. Is it the development of land number 1 in the reserve? Lu Bo asked expectantly. That's right, it's exactly this thing. From today, in the next year, this will be the key project of our company. I said that we will build this place into the most prosperous place in Qingyang City. Lin Yun said. The number 1 area of the reserve is the mysterious gift that Grandpa gave to himself this time. And this gift is indeed precious to Lin Yun. Dong Lin, if the project is completed, the direct benefits of this project will be less than 2 billion, and the indirect benefits in the future will be even more terrifying. Our China Ting Group's influence in Qingyang City can also reach new heights and will completely Jin Xiang Group stepped on its feet, Lu Bo said excitedly. Immediately afterwards, Lu Bo turned around, worrying. This will be a large-scale project. Even if our branch is in Qingyang City, it is an unprecedented project. Therefore, the investment is bound to be very large. Our branch may not be able to afford it. Don't worry. In addition to the company's allocation of funds and resources, I will also inject 1.5 billion into this project alone. You only need to put your heart into this project and do the best for me, Lin Yun said seriously. At this auction, Director Lin Yun prepared 2.5 billion yuan, which was originally intended to be used to hit Jincheng. But this time, only 200 million yuan was used, leaving 2.3 billion yuan, which is just enough to use this money to invest in this huge project. Inject 1.5 billion? Lu Bo was taken aback. Then, Lu Bo excitedly said, Dong Lin can rest assured that with such a large capital injection, plus our company's original capital allocation, I have absolute confidence in this project. But if you want to give me the spirit of 12 points, you must increase your efforts in security, and you must not allow Xiang Jin Xiang to make trouble, Lin Yun said seriously. Yeah, Xiang Jin Xiang suffered such a big loss today, he will definitely not let it go. Lin Dong, you have to be careful, or I will arrange for Lin Dong how many bodyguards, Lu Bo said. With Xiang Jin Xiang's character, he would definitely take revenge on such a big loss today. You don't need to arrange it for me. I have my own methods for safety, but you need to arrange a few bodyguards for yourself, Lin Yun exhorted. Lin Yun has a lone wolf protecting himself in secret, so he doesn't need to worry about his safety. While talking, Lin Yun and Lu Bo had already taken the elevator to the first floor of the hotel. As soon as the elevator door opened, Lin Yun found that there were more than 10 or 20 bosses gathered here. As soon as Lin Yun appeared, these bosses swarmed up. Master Lin, I am Zheng Zhiyong from Gaoqing Group. This is my business card. Master Lin, I am the Tianqian of Tianming Group. This is my business card. Each of these bosses respectfully handed Lin Yun their business cards. These bosses were all at the auction site before. They saw Lin Yun's boldness and wisdom at the auction. In addition, they knew that Lin Yun was Lu Zhizhong's grandson, so naturally they wanted to make friends with Lin Yun. Lu Bo, accept the business card for me, Lin Yun said lightly. Good Lin Dong. Lu Bo nodded, then accepted these business cards one by one instead of Lin Yun. Boss, it's an honor to meet you. Lin Yun, I look forward to working with you in the future. After Lin Yun said these words neither humble nor arrogant, he turned and walked outside the hotel. Although this son is less than 20 years old, he is not surprised at everything, and his attitude towards people is just right. He doesn't look like a rich third generation at all. Yeah, it is incredible that he, as the top rich 3 generations, does not wear any famous brands. This son will become a big event in the future. I must educate my children well when I go back and learn from Chairman Lin. Everyone looked at the back of Lin Yun leaving, amazed. Hotel parking lot. Dong Lin. Just as Lin Yun was about to get in the car, a compliment came from behind. Lin Yun turned his head and saw that he was a bald, middle-aged man. Lin Donghao, my name is Jiang Cheng. I am a brand chain restaurant. This is my business card. The bald man offered his business card with both hands with a smile on his face. You are quite smart. Others are waiting for me at the elevator entrance. You are waiting for me here alone? Lin Yun said. Hey, if you don't meet Lin Dong alone, how can you make Lin Dong remember me? The bald man smiled. Lin Yun took a look at the business card. Ugh. Lin Yun discovered that the Jiang Cheng in front of him turned out to be Xiao Zhang's father. Dong Lin, if you need me in the future, please contact me. The number on the business card is my personal phone number that is online 24 hours a day, the bald man said with a smile.